No intro music. Oh well, we're gonna roll it anyways. Episode 1, Things Beyond Sound.
All right. Here we are.
We are here.
Yeah, episode 1. Welcome, Attila. This is Attila Mueller from the band Archenaut. He's the drummer.
Thanks a lot, bro. Happy
How's it
to
going?
Be here. It's going great. Kinda.
Kinda. What's going on?
I miss playing, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you haven't been playing for a while. It's been pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely no secret that the COVID stuff made a big haymaker on the music scene. So it's been tough for everyone in the music scene.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, how long has it been since you played?
Oh man. Almost a year, I think.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to get you set up in this living room.
We do.
I mean, it's set up for this podcast right now, sure, but I mean, we could definitely move all these couches over to the walls. Fuck it. We'll just set up the drum set in the middle. Just have Luis and Dan come over.
Yeah, man.
Get Steven, Art. We'll just set up and do our own set. We'll record it or something.
that sounds like a winner to me, man. Can't let the man keep us down.
The man. Yeah. The man is just a whole bunch of people who don't wanna keep the scene alive.
No, yeah, because they don't care. They act like they do, but they don't. You know, that's why they're the man, and we got to stick it to them.
Yeah, stick it to them by keep going
with high voltage rock. Yeah.
High voltage rock.
Yep.
So are you gonna do anything else? Like you gonna start looking to drum, like be a professional drummer elsewhere? Like I don't know. You could play for another band or do studio drumming. Shit, there's plenty of studio drumming opportunities.
You know, I've been giving that some thought for sure. For studio drumming at least, I would need to, shake off some more rust from this not playing, because I'm the type of guy where I don't think I'm ever good enough or professional enough, but I think that's what drives me to just keep practicing, grinding the axe against the whetstone, But
right.
I've definitely thought about how cool it could be to play in like a new project or something. So I've been giving that a lot of thought, especially with all the inactivity as of late.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to get in touch with somebody. I mean, there's a lot of people who are trying to write right now, so you could just show up to, hey man, I could lay down some drums for you, and honestly, all you have to do is show up and maybe just tell them to put your name on the copyright for the drums.
Right, yeah, like, hey,
hey man, all you need is a one-hit wonder, right?
Yeah.
If you're the drummer on a one-hit wonder, you're gonna live comfortably forever.
Just one sick beat can change the world, man.
Yeah, seriously. Like, imagine the guy who played drums in My Sharona.
Wow, My Sharona.
Like I don't even know who that is, but that was a one-hit wonder band, right? Like,
yeah,
one-hit wonder for sure. And anybody who played in that band for that song, like, they won. They won the music scene.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about music, is like all it takes is one track. All the rest of your discography, every single track after could be mediocre, but you'll forever be remembered for that one track.
Unfortunately, that's not how it really is in metal.
Yeah,
in metal, you need like an album at least. You need like some really good, solid, like an era of solid music. You have to keep people for a while in metal.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
there's no one-hit wonders for metal.
Like, no, you're definitely
maybe
right.
Classic metal, but even then, like, that's more like hair metal. There's hair metal one-hit wonders.
Yeah, the one-hit wonder thing is more akin to like the pop music. Whatever music is the most popular, because it just takes one song to do that kind of thing. In metal, people I assume they have finer tastes, and so They want more than just one song. They want a lot of something that most of the world doesn't really listen to, you know?
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know. There's a lot going on in metal usually, and I've noticed people who listen to that, usually they're more picky. They're more like,
Yeah.
they like to stick to their genre or their clique more often. And it's kind of hard. Like people who like certain genres of metal, they don't usually stray to other genres very easily.
Yeah, it's really ironic because people that listen to metal, they listen to metal, and they want it to be different, but at the same time, they don't want to branch out from what they're comfortable with. When I was in high school, growing up with my crowd of metal friends, they would like always talk shit about deathcore or slam or zeros or chugs and think, oh, that's not metal, that's fucking shit. But I've come to acquire a wide array of tastes for metal. It's like there's gems in all kinds of subgenres of metal.
Yeah, you're more patient than me. I don't know. I'm one of those people who are really picky, but I gotta get past that, break out of it.
Right, because
I don't know.
you're like it's Opeth or nothing, right? No,
No. Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah,
That's
a
the
Black
big one.
Dahlia
Yeah, they're
murder.
coming
Yeah.
soon. That'd be cool to go see
Oh
'em.
yeah, they got a headline tour coming up.
I don't really know a lot of the other bands though. I think After the Burial is
After the Burial is sick.
co-headlining or
I
whatever.
like them. Yeah, yeah, they are co-headlining.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot of them. I think uh, I don't know. Are they like the same style as Black Dahlia, or
No,
no? Totally different, huh?
yeah, they're a little bit different.
Yeah, that's so weird. It's hard in metal especially to have a lineup that's all like similar.
Yeah, definitely
Most of the
more.
bigger bands, they all sound unique. So it's hard to like
Yeah.
pin them together because they don't sound the same at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, look at the last time Slipknot was headlining. They had Volbeat as the co-head co-headline.
Not even close. Not even close.
Right, yeah, like not even in the same stadium, but when it comes to rock and metal, I guess you need to put everything together to just get as many people to go,
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Just like let's see how many people we can get in this one place. They're all gonna pay to be here, so cha-ching.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so it can't really knock that strategy a whole lot, but you know what I really miss? I miss shows where it's just one band. One band. And I think it was in April of 2012 or 2013, me and a bunch of friends, we saw Amon Amarth at the Nile Theater. And it was just an Amon Amarth headline. There was no openers, no co-headline. It was just Amon Amarth.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
That's like one of my favorites. I missed it somehow. I must have been fucking working or some shit.
Yeah, I don't even think we knew each other at the time either. Otherwise, I would have told you.
Yeah, probably.
But
know,
like,
how long have we been hanging out? How long have I known you?
Since I think almost about two or 3 years now. Because I didn't meet you until I joined up with the Archenaut boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we hooked up with Archenaut around the same time.
Yeah, I wasn't in for very long.
Okay. Yeah, so like probably like 3 years now.
Yeah.
We went on some crazy ass adventures too.
Yeah.
Going to California and Texas, like not quite tours, but like why not? Let's go play a show way the fuck out there for no reason.
Oh man, yeah. Like,
there was no direction. Oh well, it was fun though.
Oh, it was super fun. But I think some of us are just in that mindset of the older tactics where, you grow your following by just playing as many shows as possible, but
yeah,
obviously the game has changed.
I mean, you don't have to do that anymore. So people aren't
No.
looking for that tactic anymore. So
Yeah.
the way people are like finding musicians are going online and finding out who has more followers. And, that's, I feel like that's a dangerous game to play because you're just looking at
Yeah.
who's been putting the most effort into social media at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's a tough thing to adapt to, at least I think for the older generation of music guys. But um yeah, like all of the new bands that I found recently, it was all through social media, through like pages that like share content or whatever. Certainly hasn't been through any shows. Like all the information we get now is from the internet. That's all you need now.
Yeah, it's just easy. It's
Yeah,
easy to go type in like, oh, a new metal band,
right. And then
new
see what
new
comes up in the
jazz,
search bar.
yeah,
Yeah,
new whatever you want. Like you can find people who made a band yesterday,
yeah,
like and they just posted it onto YouTube, and
yeah.
you can find people who post like 10 songs a day.
Mhm.
It happens. People are out there posting like crazy amounts of songs. Like you wouldn't believe how many copyright registrations there are every single day for songs. Just like god damn. You
Yeah.
start seeing the numbers, just like thousands and thousands of songs getting registered every day. It's like Jesus. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, is it thousands? I'm not sure, but it's a lot. I remember hearing the number and being surprised, being like, whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of music out there, man. Like I think what's crazy though is that like it it just doesn't feel like we're going to get because metal has already grown so much, it feels very difficult to find bands where it's going to make us feel like how all the old greats did, like Pantera, Black Sabbath, Slipknot. It's just like it almost feels like everything is just kind of saturated a little bit. There's so much metal out there now, but when's the next? Where are the
Yeah,
next greats of the era?
I think I think it really falls into the hands of marketing at this point. Who gets marketed most? Have
Yeah.
I mean, how many shirts have you seen of like Five Finger Death Punch? Like they have so many different kinds of t-shirts. Like I've seen
Yeah.
so many different types of like Slipknot t-shirts. I don't want to compare the two musically. Obviously, one of them is better than the other. But like the marketing is most of the key to success in this music industry right now. I mean, if you can have
Mhm.
15 different brand like styles of t-shirts on a website that looks cool with animations, and you can blast that out to 4,000 people every day, like yeah, somebody's going to buy your t-shirts. It doesn't matter who you are, what you sound like. If you have
Right.
cool looking t-shirts, you're gonna get sales. Like, so it's visual marketing is like a huge part of it, and like exposure as well. Getting out to those thousands of people saying like, we have new t-shirts. Doesn't matter what they are, they see your name on their page. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of weird. You can't just go out and drive across state and hopefully someone sees you. That's not how it works.
Yeah. Not anymore for sure. Everything has to be focused into the online presentation and delivery with the music and the artistic style. That has to land first before the shows even come. People want to demand to see you live after they see your or listen to your track online or your music video or your new line of shirts that you just put out, the pre-orders, all that stuff.
Right. Man, the way I see it though, like you and I and the rest of the band, like we're all just babies in the music industry.
It
We've
really
barely
feels like it.
scraped the surface of the
Yeah.
industry, and like honestly, I'm sort of using this podcast as like a record of the journey through the music industry. So I'm going to record my own journey through this crazy, like ever evolving industry. It's still growing and changing in ways that people can't describe. Like people can't even predict where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, look how quickly the industry adapted to the government regulated shutdowns, and all of a sudden we were seeing concerts being streamed, and the bands are playing basically playing from their own homes in their living rooms, but they're playing together as a band, and people are watching it, or they're paying money to see the live stream, and it's kind of far out, almost dystopian in my opinion, but
Yeah, man, I remember seeing pictures of like concerts where they had like these little booths marked off. They're like in these 6 feet grid, 6 foot square grids.
oh
And
man,
like,
yeah.
I can't imagine how that's helping anybody in any way.
I don't think it does,
Like,
man. That's just not a way to enjoy a show. People go to shows because they wanna, you know, experience something beyond just the regular dull world. They want to go and have this awesome experience where they feel great, or feel powerful, or feel liberated, and they just want to let it all out and have fun with each other. You can't do that when you got rules trying to tell you, oh, this is how you're gonna take in this experience. Nah, screw that.
yeah, I mean, it just, there was a lot of, knee jerking reactions.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
a lot of it, some of it might have helped. I feel like this whole social distancing thing is probably contributed to the lack of flu numbers and the lack of cold numbers, and it's I can agree with social distancing, and maybe the masks helped a little, but at the same time, I mean, if you're like walking into a restaurant with a mask on, and then like taking it off as soon as you sit down, and then like putting it back on to walk out the door to take it off again. Like, who are you fooling?
Yeah, there's
Like,
there's no
like, what?
there's no consistency.
But yeah, there's
with
no
how any of that
consistency,
works.
and nobody knows exactly how it works. There is no information to tell you exactly how and why that works. Like, it it's just whoever decides, like, this looks safe enough, we'll go with that. And if there's no like absolute like way to get, to regulate it, then how are you gonna enforce it? But
Well, I think that you ever heard in Japan of family members that have become shut-ins? They basically never leave their room, and so their parents take care of them. They bring up food to them, but they never leave the house. Yeah, they were way ahead of us in that
wow,
game. Yeah.
I can't imagine living like that, man. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, and obviously, like, I'm just making a joke out of it, but it's not a healthy thing
Oh no, I can't
to
imagine
be
just
separated
never
from
leaving
people,
the
never
house.
leaving. Yeah, like if that's safe, then well, they would be doing great, and we gotta step up our game. For me, safe is probably just never leaving the house. Fuck it, put me in a box underground.
Yeah, just bury me now.
Yeah, just bury me now. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, but with all that said, though, I think it's nice to see shows starting to make a comeback. Tours are being made now, they're being booked, and I think ultimately, in due time, all those regulations are just gonna go away, because I feel like there's far more people that just want to have freedom, instead of, being shackled one way or another, We want to get back to shows and having a blast and
Yeah, man, I can't wait to get back to a show. I haven't been to a show yet, because I
Same.
haven't wanted to like stand in a little taped box with a mask on, trying to.
Yeah, screw that. You ain't gonna get me to
Yeah,
do that,
like,
man.
I wanna go out and mosh. I wanna like. Well, I'm too old to mosh, honestly. I fucked up my shoulder the last time I tried that. It's dead permanently. Like, oh well.
Yeah,
It's done.
it's
Yeah,
gonna.
you were there.
Yeah.
that Slayer concert. It was actually Slayer's last
Fucking Slayer.
tour or whatever, maybe.
Yeah, that show was truly monstrous.
Oh, it was crazy. I still have videos. People, they got all the toilet paper out of the porta potties and they like ran over to the middle of the field and they laid it out in a cross.
Oh man!
when Slayer came on and started playing, they all lit it on fire from different angles. Like 8 different people were like lighting it on fire. As soon as they started playing, everybody started running in a circle around the cross. So it was like this huge circle mosh pit, just going in a circle around the cross, and it was pretty crazy. And of course, I did what I always do, and I tried to go the other direction, stop people, and it's always a good time. But I think it got me last time. They fucking fucked up my shoulder. They like, I don't know, maybe I got pulled up wrong, or maybe I hit somebody weird, but I don't know. I can't rotate it like I used to. It's been like that for a couple years now.
when you're being powered by alcohol and high voltage metal provided by Slayer, I mean, limitations gonna go out the window.
I mean, Slayer's not even my favorite band. I'm not a fan of Slayer, honestly. But damn, like
when you're at a Slayer show, then everyone's a Slayer fan.
Yeah, you like chug 4 tall boys and run into a pit where everybody's like screaming and running in a circle. You just want to join in, dude. You just want to jump in there and knock some people out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just the Brill heart in me. Who knows?
The Brill heart. It just sounds like some raider name,
People who know me and my brother, they say that. They say, oh, it's got to be a Brill heart thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Both of you have most likely had ancestors that raided monasteries and shit.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Just came from some, like, I don't know, Germanic raiders.
Right, yeah. Man, that was a awesome freaking show, man. Holy crap.
Are you talking about Vikings?
Oh, no. That show was cool for a little bit, but it was
you're talking
actually
about
terrible.
The Slayer show?
Yeah, I'm just talking about the Slayer show.
The Slayer show, yeah, that was
the Slayer show.
Monomarth was there. That was the first time I seen a Monomarth live, actually.
Really?
That was the first time I saw a Monomarth, yeah.
Man.
They were playing songs from Yom's Viking.
Yeah, Yom's Viking, and then their latest album.
Well, the album didn't come out yet. It came out after that show. They were playing songs from Yom's Viking, but not from the new. They came out with an album since then.
Really?
It's been a while.
I could have swore
that show was a while ago.
I thought they played.
No, Yom's Viking was like their show. Like that was what they were promoting on that show.
Yeah, well, confuzzled now because I thought they played Raven's Flight at that show. Raven's Flight.
Maybe that was like a teaser to like maybe that was like a new song
maybe.
they were playing there.
Yeah, maybe the album wasn't out yet, but
shit, if I was running a band, I'd want to throw teasers out a live show that big.
Oh,
why
yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Play a fucking new song you've been working on. See if they like it. Like
oh no, yeah, that's awesome. Remember when us and Archenaut we wanted to play one of the new songs and there was like some inhibition about whether we should or not. Like, nah, save it for the album. But we're like, nah, let's bring it out now. Like,
I think at our level it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At our level, it's just optics. But I mean, I feel like knowing what I know now, the only reason you wouldn't is for you would want to register the songs.
Yeah.
You'd want to register a copyright for every one of your songs before you play it or publish it live or public.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Because somebody can record it and steal it, and if they register it first, they win. Like, it's not your song anymore.
Yeah.
And then when you play it, you have to pay them.
Cruel world.
Cruel laws. That's not the world, that's mankind.
Yep. Yeah, evil will flourish.
Yeah, the entertainment industry is evil. Who would have thought?
Yeah, right. Man's messed up. Wow. No.
Whatever. There's a game
Mankind has a tendency to do messed up things.
Yeah. Yeah, men are not perfect.
No, yeah, definitely not.
And by men, I mean people.
Yeah.
All people. I mean, like, Lord of the Rings type of men.
Yeah, yeah.
The royal,
man.
like, we.
Can we just take a moment and acknowledge that Lord of the Rings is just not even possibly, it is one of the greatest trilogies ever. Ever.
Yeah, I'll always acknowledge that.
Yes.
Anytime anyone brings it up, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I'll take another sip for Lord of the Rings, and I need to watch that again. I did not too long ago, and it was one of the best experiences in recent times.
Dude, could you imagine the sound that went into that though? Like could you imagine trying to record like an army of sounds marching across a battlefield? Like, what would you have to do?
Yeah, like how did they
just
capture
put a
that?
microphone in front of 100 people? Like,
yeah,
like they had to like record like probably 100 set of individual boots. Like they probably were like in a studio with like a pair of boots. And they did it again, and then again, and then again with a different pair of boots, and then again, and then again. Like probably did it in dirt, in mud, in
yeah.
water.
It sounds like a really tedious and meticulous process.
It's called Foley sounds.
Foley sounds?
Yeah, this is stuff I'm learning in school right now. It's like,
Man.
it's part of a section called post-production. It's like, movie sounds and stuff. You add in sounds later. Like 95% of movies that you watch, or 95% of the sounds in movies are just added in later. Sometimes they even dub in the voices later. If they didn't get a good take on somebody's voice, or like if it was a action shot where there was water coming down and everything, like they'll just have them in a studio later screaming into a microphone, like instead of recording them while the water is falling and shit.
Yeah.
They just record their voice later and have them scream, "Get to the chopper!"
Yeah. Then
It's pretty crazy, dude. All this stuff I'm learning for sounds. I can't imagine what went into Lord of the Rings though.
Oh man, everything. I'm just a big fanboy over Lord of the Rings.
I just want the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, man.
I want the soundtrack on vinyl.
On vinyl? That sounds gnarly.
That'd be dope. Just have badass speakers.
Yeah.
Just listen to that super loud.
I'm going on Amazon right now and just gonna get that soundtrack. Yeah. Anyway, so Lord of the Rings is awesome, and if you disagree, well, you're wrong.
I was listening to that when I was driving the other day. I typed in Lord of the Rings soundtrack on Spotify.
No kidding?
Yeah, dude.
Heck
I was like
yeah.
driving, and it was like this battle music, bum 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 bum, like fast. Like I was like driving on the freeway.
Yeah.
It was like I was just imagining the orcs like marching across the battlefield. It was pretty nuts.
Just such a clear distinction of like the battle between like good and evil forces, and earlier we mentioned about how man is not perfect, yet it when man acts in when they have faith in doing the right thing, and because all the men were imperfect. I mean, look at Aragorn. He wasn't anywhere near Gondor. He was just being a ranger and running from his responsibility, basically, and all the different factions of men had distrust towards each other, and that was going to lead to their ultimate destruction if they didn't unify against something that was far bigger and truly evil than their own sin or imperfections, you know. It's just, man, it's just such a good story. We're about to convert this whole podcast about Lord of the Rings, but
let's turn into movies.
Yeah.
Fuck talking about audio and sound. Let's go to movies, man. I could talk about movies all day.
Oh man, yeah.
All
all the sound work and stuff.
I'm a super big movie critic, super analytical on everything, and
yeah.
I hate it, but you know, it's fun.
Dude, yeah.
To a degree. Unless you're watching something bad, and then it just gets boring, picking out all the things that are wrong.
Oh, dude. Yeah, like, me and my wife, we love to go out on movie dates, and watch movies, or, you know, that kind of thing. Pretty standard, right? But I've noticed that every time we've been at the movies and they start playing trailers of new movies coming out, I just think, wow, all of these movies look like garbage. They just look like they suck. And I can tell just from the trailer. You know, it's like, damn, are there any good movies anymore? They are far and few between now than back in the day. That's what it seems like.
Pretty sure most of them... Yeah, I've noticed that, dude. Most of the trailers, like, I'll be sitting there next to my girlfriend, and we'll be watching the trailers, and I'll just lean over and like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in this trailer.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not watching this movie. And sometimes, if it's ridiculous enough, I'll just say it loud enough for everyone in the theater to hear. I'll just say it out loud. And I've gotten laughs before, you know? I'll just use it like a stand-up comedy minute. But I can't... I probably get more people shaking their heads than laughing. But I don't care.
I think it's tolerable. You know, the movie hasn't started yet, so we can throw in some funny quips every now and again.
I'll talk shit about any M. Night Shyamalan trailer.
And I'll talk shit about any Disney sponsored movie or trailer, anything from Disney or like, you just start to see like the cookie cutter patterns of like how they're trying to write these movies and deliver these movies.
Hey man, they figured out how to make money.
Yeah, they figured out how to make money with really bad movies. I don't know if that's genius or insidiously nefarious.
You're looking at it the wrong way. In fact, you're looking at it just too deeply. They figured out how to make money.
Hey, as long as I can identify between a good and bad movie, you know, I'm all right, I guess.
You know, I'm glad. I actually, you're one of the few people I actually talk with about movies, because I know that you actually analyze them in a complete way. Like, a lot of people don't look at movies from like every perspective and every angle, and they don't look at all the little bits and pieces that go into it. You know, you got to look at like the acting and the writing and like the screenplay, and like you got to look at like how like maybe
all
the
the
directing
layers
was bad.
Mm-hmm.
The direction might have been bad. They could have
Mm-hmm.
had a bunch of good actors, and the direction was just sloppy.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, I've been able to tell the difference there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes like it's the cinematography is weird. It's like they're using a bunch of weird camera angles for no reason. Like, what the fuck is going on? But like the rest of the movie's good.
Right.
Like, okay, this would be cool if the camera wasn't flipping around and doing backflips all the time. Like, you know,
Right.
so you gotta like look out for all the different like little pieces. So
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed you're one of the people that actually do that. That's why I like talking with you about movies. It's entertaining to critique movies in like a dynamic way.
Oh, I agree, and likewise. You know, I could probably count how many good movies I've seen on one hand recently, with everything that's coming out. I'll say that Nobody was really good. That was a good action flick with Bob Odenkirk. The Better Call Saul.
Dude, I forgot about that. I need to see that movie.
Yes,
Totally
you do,
forgot
dude.
that came out.
Yeah,
God damn. All right.
definitely check that out.
Bob Odenkirk is one of my favorites. That dude's awesome.
He's a phenomenal actor. He's awesome. And
I saw Quiet Place 2.
oh, dude, I just saw that yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
You know, I thought for what it was pretty good, but you know, it kind of seemed like something it seemed almost like a repeat of the first movie in a way.
Kinda. It was it had a format. It had a format to it. You could see like the individual steps of the movie
Yeah,
pretty clearly.
like I think it was well done. Everything about it was well done. I think the soundtrack was good, camera angles, the acting. It was really good.
I think it was really well put together.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I didn't like about it. Was it was there was a whole bunch of parts where it was like they had a parallel scene where it was like something was happening that was similar to something else happening. They would just switch back and forth
Yeah.
until like the climax of the part, and like both of them are similar. Like I don't know, I can't give an exact example. It was like a week ago or something, but there was a whole bunch of scenes where they would like switch back and forth between two characters that were doing the same thing, and it's like they did it 3 times throughout the movie, and it's like, okay, like on the last part, you're like, all right, I see that they're both doing the same thing. They're probably both going to succeed or whatever is going on. It's just like, I don't know, it kind of felt like a little bit too formatted. Like I said, it had a format. You could tell, like, they had a vision and like, okay, let's implement this kind of element. Let's do this now.
Yeah.
Switch back and forth between these 2 scenes. And let's go to this, and then we'll build up to this and switch back and forth between these 2 now.
Yeah.
And like, it was like I kind of saw through it pretty easily. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky, but I thought it was pretty cool. It was a cool movie for sure.
Yeah, like it was cool. Yeah, I think it was well done. It definitely still leaves you with a lot of questions still, like I feel like people want to know even more about the setting or the story. Like they see this meteorite looking thing fall from space, and then all of a sudden these monsters that operate just off sound and they kill anything that has a sound. It's like, why are these things here? How are they made? Where do they come from? Why are they here? Like,
who recorded them?
Yeah, like how did they like take over the world basically and make the military defunct, and like, oh well, with the high frequency and they can be made vulnerable that way, like how quickly can they clear out everything? What's the next step after? Is there going to be alien invasion? Like it sets up so much stuff. There's a lot of room for possibilities.
Yeah, there was like a theory they said in the movie. They said the theory was that these were like seeds that were sent out to like terraform planets, so that like they would like wipe the population clean or just kill everything, and then then they could come in and take the planet.
Right, it'd be like Independence Day.
It's like a weapon, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that they weren't even planning on making a sequel or anything, but the first one was so successful, and they're like, "Oh, all right, let's do our best for part 2." But overall it was pretty cool, and I just made something fall over. I apologize.
That's right. My setup's pretty shoddy. It's episode 1, like I said before. So.
Yeah, and the other movie I saw was The Devil Made Me Do It. The new Conjuring movie.
Oh yeah, dude, that's on HBO, I think.
Yeah, HBO Max.
They're streaming it. Yeah, they stream new movies.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of cool.
Watch it. I think we started it. Me and my girlfriend started it, but I was like super tired, so I started falling asleep. And
oh yeah,
I do that all the time. As soon as it gets dark and starts getting dark, whatever, dude. I wake up early to work every day, or not every day, but
yeah,
most days. You know how it is. You do the same shit I do.
Yeah, I do know how it is.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Pool electric.
It's
a story for another time, I guess.
Yeah. Don't work outside, guys.
Why do you think I'm going to school for audio engineering?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I don't want to work outside anymore. I want to work in a nice, comfortable studio. They keep it at exactly 70 degrees on purpose, so the sound waves travel correctly.
Yeah, I don't know what my caveman ass is still doing.
Do you need to
do
get
an
into drumming?
ooga booga outside in 120 degrees.
Dude, that's been my mind for like a couple years now, man. I've been doing pool electric since oh man, what was it? I got out of the Navy in 2016.
Yeah.
May 2016. No, it was June. June. I got in May, got out in June. June 2016. And then I worked at QT. Then I went to pool electric, I think. So it was like almost a year after I got out of the Navy. I got into pool electric and I became an electrician after the Navy trained me in electrical. So that was cool. But man, I'm really tired of that.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it, man.
Yeah, I'm not even a year into it, but yeah, man, it's just gotta look for better things all the time. Don't want to stay stuck in one thing.
I mean, trust me, as a drummer of your skill level, your like raw talent, like you can play like fucking crazy, a crazy range of types of music even, and that's just through ear. Like you learn by ear, and it's insane. Like I think that's super impressive, especially as a drummer. Like melodies are one thing 'cause you can go up and down, figure out like, oh, it's these notes.
Right.
As
Yeah.
a drummer, like you're going by rhythm. Like it's like ones and zeros, like on off, on off, on off, on off. Like you just have to hit the thing. Like
That's nice of you to say. I I'm a fan of telling myself that I'm just trash, but I'll try. I just try to try.
well, it's good to be humble.
Oh, I certainly don't have any room to flex at all, man. Like, there's so many amazing drummers out there, and I'm trying to be like half as good as all these amazing drummers.
You just do more.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
do more. Like do more drumming.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I miss drumming, and it's like I think the hardest thing about drummers is that, for one, you need space, and I don't have space in my apartment for a full acoustic kit. And if you don't have space for a full acoustic kit, then you need money for an electric kit. Sure, you can get, there are a bunch of different electric kits out there, sure, but like I'm just a simple oonga boonga guy. I just want to play on the set that I have. Well, and that I invested all my time with and all my money with, and
well, I'll help you out with some electric kit pieces. I'll send you like little pieces at a time. You can save up for them or something. Like I'll find a kit and like put it together like on paper, and then just send you the pieces, and you could just buy them whenever. I'll even come over and set it up for you. I don't care.
Yeah, that is something to look into at some point. But man, just in general,
at least you'll be able to hit something with sticks.
It must hit something. Must count to 4 in rhythm.
At least 4.
Yeah, at least 4. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it takes to be a drummer. You just got to count to 4.
Oh man, yeah, basically. But man.
I mean, your kit's right there in the corner. You just gotta.
I know. I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, oh baby, baby, I miss you. I miss slapping your skins with my tips.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
All right, well, we'll move these couches out of the way soon. Here, we'll definitely get the band in here and slam out a set. See if we can't get a good recording of it too. Why not?
Yeah, speaking of recordings, man, like as far as the industry goes, it seems like, a lot seems to be done on the computers nowadays, I'm not trying to sound like some old guy, born in 92,
Yeah.
was right at the precipice of technology and internet entering our lives. But yeah, for some reason it's just been difficult for us to like get this album made and get it recorded, and it's just been hard, and it's just like, fuck it, should we just do it all on the computer, and I don't know. I don't know how all that stuff works. I'm just a drummer. I just hit things in rhythm and count to 4.
I mean, what I keep hearing
I'm on the
is,
bottom of the totem pole here.
I mean, I'm going to school for this. I'm going to CRAS, Conservatory for Recording Arts and Sciences. But I'm going to this school right now, and I keep hearing the same thing over and over. I mean, if it sounds good, it is good.
Yeah.
If it comes out of a speaker and it sounds good, well, yeah, who cares how you made it?
Yeah.
Who cares which microphone you used? Who cares what console you mixed it on? Like, if it sounds good and people like how it sounds, it's good. Like, you've done your job well, So,
I think you're right. I think that's the...
Do you have to use a real kit? Do you have to use an acoustic kit? If you want to wow people on stage, absolutely. You should probably use an acoustic kit and really slam the shit out of it and blow people away. Yeah, that's the best way to do it on stage.
Yeah.
But, like, in a studio? I don't know, man. Like, is that the best way?
Right,
it's a way. It's a certain way, sure. But, I mean, in a studio, you can use an electric kit and probably get these, like, such a similar sound that the next guy walking down the street's not going to care. But
yeah, man, I think that's just all it does come down to is what sounds good, what sounds the best, and like whether you're doing it all off the computer or you're deriving everything from live recordings, like whatever it takes to just make it sound good, and not only that, but we have the recording the music and then performing and playing the music live, and those are just two different things.
I think the biggest thing, the most important thing as far as making music that way
is a metronome. No, I'm just kidding.
is making sure that you can play the things you're writing.
Yeah,
of course. If you're writing shit digitally and you can't play it live, I think you fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you gotta write stuff that you can play on a stage on an acoustic kit for sure. But like as far as writing and just recording the best sound for a recorded album, I feel like there's a million different ways to do that.
Yeah.
There's one way to play drums on stage. As far as like physically, you gotta have a drum kit, right? But in a studio, there's thousands of millions of ways to do that. But it all sounds good. If it sounds good, it is good.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely one of the things that our band really enjoyed, was just playing live and slaying shit, slaying ass live, slaying booty. Just
yeah, dude, that's the best part about Archenaut is the live shows. Like, the live sound was just incredible, and it's so hard to get that in a recording.
Yeah, and I think that's just what's been the struggle for us, is trying to bring that to an album. I think we're finally getting closer though, and just realizing like, fuck it, we just got to do whatever it takes to just make a good sounding album, So we just can't wait for that to get done, But Marian. Yeah, dude, just need to play. Need to do another house show.
Another house show. That would be incredible.
It would be.
I just don't know where to put these couches. These couches are bigger than the last ones I had.
Fuck your couch. No.
I wish there was a way.
All right.
You'll just put them in the hallway.
Hey, Chris, you're not using your bedroom, right? No.
Yeah, you can't get them down the hallway. Are you kidding me? This house is so small. But I don't know. Another house show would be pretty sick, but I don't think we can fit it. We can't fit the people.
Yeah, there's too much in here now. But
that's all right. We'll definitely have another show soon. I mean, we have to get the album done first, but
yeah, that's the most important thing. Getting that thing done first. Oh, yeah.
We're getting closer, though. I mean, we're just doing the drums all electronically now, so. that should speed up the process for sure.
Yeah. Then I gotta meet up with Dan and make sure all the notation is correct.
You keep bugging him, dude. Don't stop. Get over there. Make sure it's right. Like don't leave it up to him. You're the drummer.
Yeah.
Go make sure your drum parts are right.
Yeah. And hopefully I remember all the drum parts too.
Hey man, if you want to set up your kit and practice them out, feel them out real quick, and then you can go over to Dan's and write them down. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it would be cool to, like I have a laptop at home now. My wife uses it mainly, but shit, now that I have one, I could probably download that Guitar Pro or whatever
Guitar
that program's
Pro, yeah,
called.
he uses that to tab him out.
Yeah, and I can practice tabbing out my own drum notes.
Get
and
the new
stuff.
Guitar Pro. Just pay for it.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit. I'll do that too.
Just buy the new Guitar Pro and like look up some videos and learn how to tab out drums.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah, that would really open up a lot of doors and streamline a
Well,
lot of things.
That would make you able to record what's in your head. You can put whatever beats are in your head onto paper now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you learn a language, which would be Guitar Pro, so you learn the language and then you can record everything that's going on in your mind. You put it on paper.
Yeah.
And then you can come back to it whenever you want.
Yeah, man.
Or send it off to other people or do whatever. You could sell it. You could literally write a drum beat and sell it off. Like that stuff's possible. Like totally possible. Happens all the time.
I need to get on that, man. Like guys like Thomas Hake from Meshuggah. He wrote a lot of the drums on his computer. He wrote Bleed on the computer and then practiced for 6 months just to be able to play Bleed. And man, what a iconic drum beat that is for sure. Man, we should take a second to talk about like these really cool ass drummers. Like, and Thomas Hake. Everyone knows Mario Duplantier now from Gojira.
Of course.
Gojira's in the mainstream now.
Gojira, the metal mainstream is weird, dude. Because the metal mainstream is always like, it's only like 2 or 3 artists, and it like rotates slowly. Like it's always like just flipping over super slowly to the next guy, to the next guy, to the next one. Like, like there's always one top metal band.
Yeah.
There's always like 1 or 2 top guys where you're like, okay, these 2 are probably the richest, like the most successful metal guys in the industry right now. But
right.
I don't know, I guess there's different categories, but it's still Gojira is like definitely fucking made it. They've made it as far as metal goes.
Yeah. And it's crazy how much time it actually takes. Like they've been playing for almost like 20 years now. And finally that's the other thing is like what made them go mainstream? It's like because anyone that listens to Gojira knows that, well, for one, every album is basically a masterpiece, but man, those earlier albums, like that's some death metal type shit, like and obviously that's not accessible to a whole lot of people. They grew into an accessible sound for a lot of people. I think something like Magma was probably one of their biggest steps towards a accessible sound, but their new album in particular is by far their most accessible. And by most accessible, you could probably say it's probably their softest, honestly. It's nothing like Terra Incognita or The Link or any of those albums. What do you think of their new album? Have you checked it out?
I haven't really checked a lot of it out. I'm not a super big fan of Gojira. I'm really picky when it comes to music.
Oh
but
yeah.
metal specifically. But I mean, Gojira, like, I don't know a lot of their music. I just haven't dived into a lot of their earlier stuff. Like, I listen to the new songs that come out, but I don't know. I'm not really
Yeah.
familiar with their evolution, so maybe that's why I'm not into the newer songs.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and give my opinion then. Um, I've listened to the whole album a couple times, and I don't know, man. It was for me, it was just kind of lukewarm because I remember when I was first getting into Gojira and it was just blowing my mind. I'm like, man, this is cool. This is
What album did you get into? Like, when did you first get into it?
the first one that I listened to was The Way of All Flesh. That is a killer album.
When did that come out?
I can't recall the year right this second, but of course, we live in the age of smartphones, so I can look that up real quick.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, The Way of All Flesh.
Like 2000 something?
The Way of All Flesh. Wow, I'm getting everything but Gojira. Oh wait, no, here we go. 2008. October 13th, 2008.
2008. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, it was before I graduated high school.
Yeah. And that came after From Mars to Sirius. Oh, okay. Yeah. So as far as chronology goes, the first was Terra Incognita. That's their most raw raw album. It's killer. And then The Link. Then From Mars to Sirius. Then The Way of All Flesh. Then I believe L'Enfant Sauvage. Then Magma. And now Fortitude.
So somebody was like getting into Gojira for the first time. What album would you give them?
Well, depending on your tastes, I would say I'd probably just recommend my experience. Like The Way of All Flesh is solid. Really good sound on there. Really technical kind of stuff.
Is there a certain song, or would you just listen from one all the way through?
Oh man, when I listen to albums, I like to just start from the beginning and then just power through all the way to the end.
Yeah, I do too. I like listening from just level one, just fucking track one all the way to the end, and it usually goes pretty well because I don't know, some songs don't make sense if you don't hear the song before it.
Yeah.
Or some songs like they fall in between certain places on an album on purpose, and you might not get the same thing. It's like, listening to like shit, pick any Pink Floyd song. If you don't listen to the whole album, like it kind of doesn't match up well. Like or there's nothing to match it to. It's
Yeah.
so certain metal albums. I think for sure. They're like, they kind of match up and with each other's tracks, and
yeah,
they tell a story almost. They kind of just fit together on purpose. I don't know if it's like an artful thing, or I'm sure most bands do it on purpose, but
right. Yeah, I'd like to think that there was intention behind the order of the track listing. Yeah, and as obviously we're both big music guys, but for me, I'm just a really big fan of just taking in a whole album as my experience of listening to a band. It just seems more pure and wholesome to do it that way, in my opinion, than jumping around between tracks and or
shuffle all.
Yeah, shuffle all, man. That's a madman tactic.
I only do that when I'm driving.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I just gotta ask, like, is there a band that made you want to start drumming?
Oh man,
is there something that made you want to start like playing drums? Like what? I can't imagine what would start me on a journey like that. What made you want to do it?
It's actually kind of a hard question to answer
Who
because
gave you a drum kit? Like, where did you hold your drumsticks and play on a kit? Like,
my
when
mom.
your mom did that? Okay.
Yeah, when I was about, I think like 6 or something.
Damn, that's early.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was really, really hyperactive. Um,
Here's the drum
much
kit.
much to my mother's distress. Yeah, I was just a lot for my mom to handle, understandably. And she, just all of a sudden, like, she always had this drum kit that like some boyfriend or some shit bought for her.
Oh, wow. Lucky you.
Yeah, yeah. And so, one day I just realized, that, an instructor came to the house, and he started to teach me, and for some reason I picked it up, like, simply. Like, it was like learning how to ride a bike for the first time. It didn't take a whole lot, and I actually had a lot of instruction for many years until probably up until I was about 14 or so. And then I stopped taking lessons. But then I also didn't really play a whole lot until I think about 2011 or 2010 when I first met Dan and Luis. Yeah, and then they asked me to drum for them, and I didn't even know how to do double bass at the time. I never played metal before, and metal was like something that was really new to me still.
Okay. Were you listening to any metal at that point? Like,
I would say my first favorite drummer, my first one was probably Danny Carey from Tool, actually. But I was also listening to Godsmack. So I feel so stupid forgetting some of these guys' names. I think is Shannon Lark. I know I could be wrong, but he's friends with my drum instructor that I had at the time.
who's your drum instructor?
A.D. Adams.
A.D. Adams.
Yeah.
Is he still do instruction, or?
Oh yeah.
Is he still teaching?
Yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to A.D. Adams. Hopefully, this gets you some new.
He's seriously like the coolest dude ever. Like, he's about as metal as it gets.
All right, 5-star review.
Yeah, 5-star review, seriously. And I feel bad because I started to take lessons with him again, even while still in Archenaut. But then like I fell out again, and it's just like I need to take more lessons. But
you just gotta it's discipline, man. Like, you gotta motivate yourself and tell
discipline.
yourself, like, this has got to be your thing. Like, if this is what you're gonna take lessons for, then you gotta stick with it, and like that's what's gonna be your money maker, right?
Yeah, man. So like I gotta set that up again. So AD, don't give up on me.
If you're
I'll come back like the prodigal son returning.
Yeah, you'll be his golden boy.
Yeah, I want to be, but yeah,
you'll make it work. There's plenty of opportunities out there. I'm sure you'll find something for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, the drummer of Godsmack, drummer of Tool, and then John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Those are probably like my 3 earliest influences. And then when I got into metal for the first time, that was when I saw Slipknot, which was my first concert, All Hope Is Gone World Tour 2009. I was a junior in high school. And I heard of Slipknot before, just from the 2 singles on the radio, Duality and Before I Forget, but like, I don't know, like I wasn't like super into it. I was still like apprehensive to like those kind of vocals, like most any other kind of like noob.
The vocals are usually the hardest part for people to figure out.
Oh yeah.
They don't get it.
Yeah, like that's like worldwide. Like they just don't understand like why the vocals are that way, or like, I can't understand what he's saying. It's like, man, I can barely understand half the people when they just talk normally.
Care what they're saying.
Yeah, like, does it sound cool? And it's like, you know
it's
what?
An instrument.
Yeah, like, read the lyrics. Yeah,
it's like the difference.
It's an instrument.
It's the difference between an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar, right? The vocals are either like,
oh my god, distortion,
cleans, or they're like distorted and screaming, like one or the other, right?
Yeah,
I like the screaming ones. They sound way more intense. They sound super cool. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's like intensity. He's fucking yelling. Like, there's only one way to sound like that. It's by yelling as loud as you can.
Yeah,
you know?
and dude, when it took me seeing Slipknot live to where it like came over me like a tsunami, dude. Just that energy was something that I never experienced before. Yeah. Watching Slipknot just command this stadium of thousands and thousands of people. It was at Jobbing.com Arena. And I think that was like the hockey stadium or something. But anyway, it was a stadium. And a friend of mine, you know, he was we had ROTC class together. And for some reason, he invited me. He's like, hey, I got extra tickets. You know, you want to go? I'm like, oh, heck yeah. And, you know.
You didn't know what you were getting into?
I did not know what I was getting into, man. There was, I remember who was on that bill, too. It was like Trivium played. And that was back when their, I think it was Shogun. It was Shogun or whatever album had Down from the Sky on it. And, you know, that was sick. Trivium was sick. I remember they said, fuck the Steelers, because that's when the Cardinals lost the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole stadium was like, yeah!
Fuck the Steelers.
Yeah, fuck the Steelers. Sorry, Pittsburgh. Not. But, yeah, so Trivium was sick. Then they had Coheed and Cambria. The only song anyone ever cared about from them was Welcome Home. And then Slipknot came on, and holy shit, what a contrast. And, you know, I just lost my mind. I headbanged for like the whole show.
Yeah, man.
My neck was sore. I lost my voice for a week. A week. And that has never been replicated since. And yeah, Slipknot was what got me into metal.
It was the live show then.
It was the live show. I always tell people that, like...
That's how it was for me.
Yeah.
The live show changed me. Like, going to see metal live, like, I didn't get it when I was listening to it, like, just on headphones or whatever. My brother would show me stuff like Black Dahlia Murder. He'd show me super heavy stuff, and it's like, I don't know, they're just yelling the whole time. I don't understand. I don't get it. And then, like, dude, I go to a show. I think the first metal show I went to it's called Gigantour. It was with Megadeth, Children of Bodom, I think...
nice.
Job for a Cowboy was there. There's five bands that were like really big. I forget the other two, but I remember going there, and dude, it was like a grass field for the stage. It was Mesa Amphitheater.
Oh yeah,
it was like raining the whole time. It was like drizzling the whole time. Not enough to stop the concert, but enough to make a huge mud pit for the mosh pit. It was insane, dude. For some reason, I was wearing a yellow shirt, so I was just a target in the mosh pit. Everyone was wearing black but me. So I was just this young kid. I was probably
He's wearing the wrong color. Get him!
I was probably like 17. I was probably like 17. I was wearing a yellow shirt, just running around in the mosh pit.
We don't like your colored t-shirts around here.
Dude, I was going crazy. Like, it was the coolest shit in the world.
Right, yeah.
I remember I tried to run out of the mosh pit, jumped, and somebody fell in front of me as I jumped, and my feet caught him in the ribs. Like, I kicked him hard. I know I did, dude. I jumped out of the mosh pit and kicked this dude. Like, he was on the ground. And I face planted. I just face into the mud. Just boom! My yellow shirt was now brown. It's just, my face was covered in mud. I was like, oh.
Closer to black.
It was pretty fun. I remember this huge dude just picking me up out of the mud. Yeah, dude, that was dope. And he like fist pounded me. It's like, all right.
It's always like the biggest dudes in the pit that happen to be like the nicest.
Dude, he must have weighed like 300 pounds. That guy was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that live experience is like what really like opens up your mind and your soul to receive it all, you know.
Dude, the first time I went and saw an actual like heavy metal show, like death metal,
Mm-hmm.
was Black Dahlia Murder was headlining with um As Blood Runs Black
Nice.
and Whitechapel. Dude, it
Damn.
was a fucking crazy show. It was so cool, and the
That's fucking
venue was
solid.
tiny. Everybody was packed in there, and it was just so intense. Everybody's jumping around. It was going crazy. And Flesh God Apocalypse, they were there too.
Damn.
Just the loudest metal band you've ever heard in your life. Flesh God Apocalypse is insane, dude.
They are
I love
insane.
those guys. Italian opera metal. Like, and, dude, they came out in like tuxedos, face painted like zombies. They were crazy. And oh man, their set was insane. But I remember after the show, me and my buddies, we like ran around back. We like ran around to the back where the buses were. We just like kind of like ran into the gate and just started trying to find band members. And we saw Flesh God Apocalypse. They're like trying to pack up their trailer, but they're all arguing in Italian. They're like yelling at each other in Italian. And we walked up, or my buddy came and walked up. He walks up and he's like, "Hey man, can we get a picture with you guys?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." They all start talking English all of a sudden, and then they just turn to us like, we all get a picture. It's on Facebook somewhere. I gotta find it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got a picture with Flesh God Apocalypse.
That's gnarly.
Somewhere. But yeah, we met the bass player for Black Dahlia Murder. I don't think he's a bass player anymore. But it's kind of funny. My buddy, he brought an eighth of weed with him because he wanted to smoke with Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
He's like, "We're gonna find him after the show, and we're gonna smoke with him." I was like, "Okay." So we go and we try to find him. That's why we busted back to the back after the show to try to find Black Dahlia so we could smoke weed with him.
Yeah.
It was only the bass player standing there by the bus smoking a cigarette. We were talking with him, and we were just chilling with him, telling him the show was cool. And my friend like takes the weed and just straight up gives it to him and says like, "Hey man, we're gonna smoke this with you. Like, you want to smoke it?" And he's, "Oh man, we don't really have time right now. Like, we gotta pack up and go." And he literally just handed it to him. He's like, "All right, well, you can take it for the road then." I'm just like, why did you do that? You just fucking give this guy weed for just because he played a show? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, like if I was in that band and someone did that, I'd be like, "That's awesome." But I would like, almost feel inclined to say, "No, you need to hold on to that."
Yeah, seriously, I don't know. He probably, I think we were like 18. Probably should have just fucking not accepted it. But
right, yeah.
Whatever. I don't know who the bass player was at the time. I would have to look up the name, but it was pretty funny. I just thought it was funny that he just handed his weed away like that.
Right? Like, dang. That's one way to say thank you for a performance.
Yeah, seriously. You already paid money for the ticket, man.
Yeah. We're not worthy. No. And yeah, dude, like, it's just that live experience is something that people that aren't into metal need to experience.
All right, so if you don't understand the metal vocals, all right, if you don't get why people scream into microphones for metal, go to a metal show, you'll understand.
Yep. And I would think that, like, man, if you can at least listen to Beastie Boys, you could probably dip your foot into some metals.
Beastie Boys.
Yeah. Oh, you know, yeah, like Sabotage. I saw a video where they were on SNL and they played Sabotage, and holy shit, it was awesome. But it's like, man, like he that dude had some pipes on him, like, just sabotage, and it's like he's projecting pretty fucking loud, you know. And it's like, if you can handle that, you could dip your toes into some metal. But
yeah, I feel like Rage Against the Machine, System of a Down. If you like any of those bands, like Slipknot, if you like any of those bands, like, ask some people if there's anything harder that's like comparable. It's it's honestly like it's just a matter of going to the show, seeing some intense metal band. Like once you
Yeah.
see them live, you'll be able to listen to them on a CD. But
Yeah.
like,
100%.
Listening to metal before I heard it live, I just didn't understand it. I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Once I saw them playing on a stage, seeing a metal band on a stage is like, oh shit! Like being in the show, you're like, whoa, this is what what you're supposed to get out of the recording. Like this is what you're supposed to hear, what you're supposed to feel. Like now I get it. Now I can listen to metal. Cool. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I have to go to a dubstep show. Like I hate dubstep.
Oh man.
Like I don't know. Maybe I need to go to a jazz concert.
Oh, you know what?
I'm not sure, dude.
Interestingly enough, I saw a jazz band play recently. Forgot what the place was called. It's like some like blues club place on like near 59th Avenue in Bell. It's like by White Dove, I think, or something like that. I forgot, but like it was just these old timers playing some blues, and the vocalist was this cool cat, like 80-year-old black dude, and he's singing like this, and talking about like
hell yeah,
like talking about womanizing chicks or whatever. Like they sang this song that was fucking hilarious because it was the content was basically this guy that was seeing this married woman, and he's telling the husband like, hey man, your woman's no good, she's cheating on both of us.
That's good. That's a good song.
Yeah, but like it was cool, man. It was really cool. I appreciated seeing that jazz performance. That was really cool, really chill. And I've also been getting into electronic music actually lately. I mean, you already know, but like, hey, yeah, that's cool. I'd love to see, some kind of electronic show.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see it, like a really heavy one.
Yeah, man.
They don't really exist here in the States though much.
Dude, yeah, I heard that like the big electronic music scene is like actually in the UK.
Yeah.
It's so different over there.
Yeah, the US is kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the guys that
hopefully live shows are coming back soon though. I mean, they are coming
and
back
they are.
now.
Yeah.
Be good to go see more metal bands. I need to see the metal scene get bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to see the metal scene just grow. And god damn it, and I just want to play for the metal scene, man. I want to deliver.
We'll get you there.
I need to deliver unrelenting double bass. I need to power everything with extreme double bass.
We will.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Yes.
All right, we'll be going. We've been going for almost an hour and 20 minutes.
Nice. Nice.
I think we should probably wrap it up now.
Wrap it up like a Christmas present.
Yeah, we don't want to go on too long. We're probably boring the shit out of some people. But I'm sure you'll be on again in the future when Archenaut's making millions, right?
Most definitely. But if we're making millions, then, well, we'll probably all be dead by then. No, it's just...
Yeah, the artists that make money are dead ones, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah,
Oh, well.
That's what it takes. No. But heck yeah, man.
All right, well, it's good talking to you, man. Hope it.
Likewise.
Hope we get you drumming soon. Hope we can get you into a band or maybe just a church.
Oh man, yeah, that's a whole nother subject, guys. Yeah.
We need to get you a job drumming. You're
some violent
you
worship.
Just deserve it. That's all.
Oh, thanks, man.